Hey, it's Joe Amoya, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Today I'd like to talk about a really controversial topic. It's something I hear all the time from our members of our community. And recently when we did one of our surveys, this topic came up all the time. And that's the question of, should you give a guy another chance? Do you believe in second chances? Well, I'm simply going to give you my perspective on this thing, and you can try it on and see if it fits and see if it makes sense to you. I believe in second chances, absolutely. I believe nobody is perfect, including myself, and we're all doing the best we can. And sometimes people just screw up, and they do it unknowingly and unintentionally, and they don't realize that what they're doing affects their partner. And so I believe in those instances, it's a really smart and wise thing to do as long as you're communicating and working things out together. However, if a person is just asking for a second chance and they're not really committed to it, they say they want to do it, but they're just blowing smoke up your ass, or they're telling you what you want to hear, or they're telling you what they know you're looking for so they can get what they want, and ultimately they realize they don't want to change, then you know what? It's not really a wise thing. So I know you're sitting there going, well, how do you know the difference? Well, there's a telltale sign. It's when the person is consistently showing you with their actions that they're committed to change. They're committed to cleaning things up. They're committed to making things better. Now, this is what you have to realize. As my grandmother used to say, a leopard doesn't change its spots. Okay? A person is who they are. And the only time a person will change is when they want to change for themselves. That's the first step. And the second is that then they do the work in order to change. So you have to understand human behavior. We're wired to be who we are. We're wired to do things a certain way based on how we've experienced life. And so very often, hoping someone's going to change, and even when they tell you they want to change, 90% of the time isn't going to lead to change because they've got to want it for themselves and they've got to do the work. So I'm going to throw this back on you. I'd love to hear what you think. Do you believe in second chances? And if you do, what are your parameters? How do you know if you should give that person another chance or not? And I'm going to let you know how I've come to that conclusion. Is that when I got back into this dating world again after calling off my engagement, I realized that I gave my ex way too many chances. Okay, I gave her about 500 chances. And I realized that I didn't want another relationship with that, like that. So for me, I created this checklist for love, and I was clear that as long as that person had my essential needs, the things that were vitally important to me, I wasn't going to compromise on that. However, if there were other things that were not that important, that weren't essential to me, and that person wasn't doing that or giving them to me, then I would give them a second chance. I would communicate, and I would see how we would interact and how we would work together. And it worked out really, really great. So I'm all for people changing if they want to change and if they do the work to change. But that's something we have to decide for ourselves. And I'm a big believer in being strong in who you are, as you know, standing in your power, and being clear on what you need from a relationship, what you need from your partner, and communicating and see how you work together. Because that's how it's going to work in this thing called life. You know, after you get the guy, after you get the relationship, after you get the ring, after you get the marriage, you got to be able to work together and to make each other's lives better and easier. And that's really all about communication, and it's about understanding who each other is and learning to put your egos aside to make your partner happy. So, as always, it's an honor and privilege to be with you. I'd love to hear what you think and any questions you may have. Simply put it in the comment sections below, and we'll see you next time. Much love.